Hello dear viewers, 9 p.m. time for the English news edition. The top stories. President Anglais participates in the signing ceremony of the South Sudan peace agreement. In Venezuela, President Maduro unscathed from a drone attack. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, arrived this morning in Khartoum, the capital of Sudan, to participate in the signing ceremony of the issues on governance and security arrangements between the government and the South Sudanese opposition. Upon arrival at Khartoum International Airport, President Ismail Omar Guelleh was greeted by Sudanese President Omar Hassan Ahmed al-Bashir and Sudanese officials. Several heads of states of IGAD members countries take part in organizing this by the Sudanese head of state, who is the mediator between the two southern Sudan parties. In this signing ceremony of the protagonist party, South Sudan comes after a series of negotiations started in June after the extraordinary summit of the IGAD at the civil capital of Ethiopia and lasted a month in Sudan. From the Djiboutian side, the president was greeted by Djiboutian leaders, including the ambassador of Djibouti to Sudan, Ahmed Ali Barre. Then the two heads of states had a first interview at the VIP lounge of the airport, where they discussed the excellent relations between Djibouti and Sudan. For his part, the Djibouti president congratulated his counterpart for these efforts and his role for reconciliation between the South Sudanese parties. Note that Djibouti will appoint an emissary to IGAD for the South Sudanese file. In this case, Dr. Ismail Wais, who is part of the IGAD commission to monitor the South Sudanese negotiations. The Sudanese capital, Khartoum, is hosting today an important meeting aimed at signing an agreement between the warring parties of the South Sudan, Salva Kiir and Riek Machar, for a power sharing and a return to this country bruised by the civil war. The meeting, prepared by IGAD, will bring together several heads of states of the region, including Sudanese President Hassan al-Bashir, who has a good grasp of South Sudan since he was a part of the Sudan before his independence in 2011, and Djibouti President Ismail Omar Guelleh, who actively advocates for peace in the Horn of Africa region, and the President of the IGAD, Assembly of Heads of States in Government, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, who convened the summit of Khartoum, initiative a dynamic of peace in the region. According to the Sudanese authorities, the government and rebels in southern Sudan, embroiled in a civil war, are determined to find common ground by signing an agreement. The two main South Sudanese rivals had already agreed to establish a permanent ceasefire and withdraw their troops from urban areas. This same desire was reaffirmed during the peace talks held on July 7 in Kampala, Uganda. On this occasion, they had also accepted a power-sharing agreement, which should see Riek Machar and find the vice chairmanship. The Khartoum meeting will seal definitive peace in the southern Sudan that sank into a civil war 2 years after independence, when current President Salva Kiir accused his former vice president of a coup. The United Nations estimates that fighting between the two camps has left tens of thousands dead, millions displaced, and forced hundreds of thousands to flee Sudan. In addition to South Sudan, President Guelleh will hold talks with his Sudanese counterpart Omar Hassan al-Bashir. The two leaders share a common vision for the development of their countries, linked by strong cooperation ties covering the health, education sector, justice and agriculture. In 2018, the International Day of Widowed Women is organized this morning at the Ministry of Women and Family. For this occasion, The Ministerial Department grants a donation of livestock to 25 widowed women. Through this initiative, the Ministry of Women and Family wishes to participate in the welfare of widows and contribute to the socio-economic improvement of the families of these widows. The identification of these widows was carried out by the local authorities of each region. It is the President of the Regional Council and the Prefect of each region. A list of 5 widowed women has been submitted to the Ministry of Women and Family. Widows are sometimes in a situation of precarious, so they cannot meet their needs and even marginalized in some countries. The criterion of selecting these widows was to prioritize widows with special needs or widows with many young children. The Minister of Women and Family, Mrs. Mumina Ahmed Hassan, delivered a speech in which she pointed out that the importance of this International Day of Widow, said that we are here to help the widows as the rest of the world celebrates World Widow Day. And by the Republic of Djibouti, for the 5th time, we always stand with widows who raise weak orphans and provide them with the tools and supplies that enable them to improve their living conditions. He said, over the past 4 years, we have been helping the various women who come from Hayabli and Demira and now stand with those with children with special needs. This occasion falls within the framework of government's efforts to stand up in solidarity with the widowed women, especially those with low income. During the celebration of this day, the Ministry of Women and Family, in collaboration with the UNFT, has proceeded to the delivery of 3 goats to each widow. In all, this event will help reach 25 widow women and give back 75 goats. As part of the preparation of pilgrimage, the Djiboutian Committee is currently on site and proceeds today to the inspection of state of accommodation in the Zahir district near the market of the Yafa, awarded to Djiboutian pilgrims. For their Hajj stay, the pilgrim residents in Mecca include 5 hotels near Al-Haram al-Makki, and which is home to 1,500 pilgrims. For their part, Medina's mission carried out a similar work carried out the inspection of the houses of pilgrims, which include 5 hotels built near the Prophet's Mosque. The mission is to ensure that the accommodations allocated to Djiboutian pilgrims consist of highly equipped hotels. It should be noted that the first group of Djiboutian pilgrims is expected at the Holy Land on the 8th of this month. Djiboutian pilgrims are led to follow the guidelines and the guide of the members of the mission in order to fulfill their greatest application. The Wahdi Daba Community Center held this morning a closing ceremony of the training in computer science. This training, which lasted 6 months, is part of the socio-professional integration policy of young people, allowing them to better meet the requirements of job market. Took part in this ceremony the head of the Monitoring and Evaluation Service, Mr. Ahmed Ali. This training was provided to about 20 girls and boys who were awarded certificates of completion. The recipients expressed their joy because they feel they are now equipped to meet the market demands. This morning at the Hassan Guriri Stadium, a major ceremony was held to hand over lots of equipment and sports equipment to benefit of several sports associations in the capital and the 5 interior regions in anticipation of the summer tournament, which will start very soon. Note the presence of senior executives of the Department of Sport, in this case Mr. Abshir Hassan Ali, the Deputy Director of the Sports, and Mr. Abdul Qadir Hussein Daoud. The summer tournament is for young people, the opportunity to flourish sportingly, the opportunity for new encounters between young people, to foster friendships and fraternity, but the opportunity also to detect young talents, high potential, and finally the emergence of healthy emulation in favor of the development of national sport. Officials on the spot urged to make good use of this sports equipment, encouraging them, by the way, for an exciting tournament. Continuing with the national news, a joint ADDS mission represented by Mr. Gallab Hassan and Abdullah Mutuna and Turkish Tika agency represented by Director Mehmet visited the Tajara region. The main objective of this mission was to distribute forced health and kits to the inhabitants of the Kalaf, the prefect of Tajara, Abdul Malik Muhammad Banoita, as well as the village chief and the beneficiaries. All appreciated the initiative of the ADDS and Tika. The region is ready to support Tika and ADDS in their local development efforts. As part of the cleaning operation in the Kalaf region village, the Kalaf Association, in collaboration with the Tika agency, mobilized on Saturday with the participation of the prefect Abdul Malik Muhammad Banoita to carry out the cleaning operations, awareness-raising actions to protect the environment, garbage collection, ensuring the passage of property in all sectors. The prefect Abdul Malik Muhammad Banoita thanked the Association of Kalaf for protection of environment and for the participation and success in this day. The Al-Asker Library Open Book Friendship of the Ali Sibih region yesterday morning organized a day of information and guidance for new graduates of Asajuk. On this occasion, the new graduates were informed on several aspects, namely of the different existing channels, the procedures of registration or pre-registration online on e-campus, that's the competitions to access Bachelor of Business Administration, Faculty of Engineering and Faculty of Medicine. The day was moderated by Dr. Abdullah Ismail of the University of Djibouti in the presence of Al-Asker President Dr. Musa Suleiman. In this information, we are searching for Miss Ismahan Musa Ali, a 25 years old who lives in Balbala, Sheikh Musa, neighborhood 5. She has been missing since Friday, August 3rd at 2 p.m. from her residence. At the time, she was wearing a red veil and a black dress. In case of discovery, please contact the telephone number 21 35 27 61. I repeat, 21 35 27 61. In this obituary, it is with great sadness that we announce the death of Mr. Jama Amarre Meidal, who passed away yesterday, August 4th in the afternoon. Born in 1958, Jama Amarre has graduated of a law school in Provence, was one of the first Djiboutian judges in the early 1980s. President of the Constitutional Council in 1995, Director of the National Archives, and finally lawyer, intellectual personality, very appreciated by the Djiboutian, a recognized specialist of the right. The deceased leaves behind him a widow and 10 children and 6 grandchildren. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Moving on to the international news, in Egypt, 52 jihadists of the Islamic State killed in Sinai. More in this video.
52 jihadists of the Islamic State killed in Sinai. The Egyptian army announced on Sunday that it has killed 52 jihadists in recent days in the Sinai Peninsula, where it carried out a vast operation against the large branch of the Islamic State. The armed forces said they had eliminated 52 takfirists and arrested 49 others during operations in the center of north of the region, said the Egyptian army in a statement.
Democratic Republic of Congo, 13 confirmed Ebola cases in the east of the country. More with Mohamed Aden.
13 cases of Ebola are currently confirmed in North Kivu province in the Democratic Republic of Congo, according to a statement issued early Sunday by the Ministry of Health. He said that there are 43 cases under treatment and 33 other suspects, but also 30 more probable since the declarations of the epidemic in this part of the country. Malabako area is the most affected, with at least 10 confirmed cases out of 13 cases in total. These results are part of the daily tests conducted by the ministry's laboratory team in collaboration with the World Health Organization team deployed since the outbreak was declared in the Beni region.
In Venezuela, President Maduro is unscathed from a drone attack. More details in this reportage.
The Venezuelan president has escaped unarmed from an attack in Caracas with several drones loaded with explosives. The Minister of Communications said Nicolas Maduro directly blamed the Colombian president. A mysterious rebel group that would be composed of civilians and military claims an attack that would have targeted the Venezuelan president Nicolas Maduro. According to a statement broadcast on social networks, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has accused his Colombian counterpart Juan Manuel Santos of being responsible for an attack on him Saturday in Caracas committed by the Venezuelan authorities with drones loaded with explosives. I have no doubt that the name of Juan Manuel Santos is behind this attack, he said. In Bogota, the Colombian government flatly rejects these accusations, calling it absurd. Maduro has also blamed people living, according to him, in the United States. The initial investigations tell us that several of the financial
Insulted by Donald Trump, basketball player LeBron James receives unexpected support from Melania Trump. More in this video.
Basketball star accused Donald Trump of using the sport to divide Americans according to their skin color. The president made fun on him, but not the First Lady. The statement says a lot about the difference that exists within the U.S. presidential couple a few hours after the insulting tweet on Donald Trump sent to basketball star LeBron James. Melania Trump split a message praising the charitable action and societal position of the person concerned. LeBron James is working to do good things for the next generation, said the First Lady in this release. According to her spokesperson interviewed by CNN, Melania Trump would even consider visiting a school for troubled children that the NBA star had just opened in his hometown, Ohio.
And that's all for this news. Thank you for joining us on Radio Television of Djibouti, and have a good night.